Welcome to Solidworks video tutorials. Exercise number 10. Assembly of universal join. First, click on New Assembly. Then select Insert Components. Then browse for component bracket. Open the component. Now select Insert Component. Then browse for the component yoke mail. Select the projected part of the yoke mail and the hole in the bracket, then give concentric mate. Now give coincident mate by selecting the face of the yoke mail and the inner face of the bracket. Now select insert component and browse for component crank arm. Now select the hole in the crank arm and the face of the projection of the yoke mail, then give concentric mate. In order to prevent rotation, turn on lock rotation. Now give the coincident mate by selecting the face of the crank arm and the projected face of the yoke mail. Now select insert component and browse for crank knob. Now select the face of the smallest projection in the knob and the small hole in the crank arm, then give concentric mate. Give the coincident mate by selecting the face of the crank knob on the outer face of the crank arm. Now open the part yoke mail. Under reference geometry, select axis. Select the face of the yoke mail. Again, under reference geometry, select axis. Select the holes in the yoke mail. Now, under reference geometry, select point. Then select the two newly created axes. A point is created. Now exit the part. Then select insert component. Then browse for the component yoke female. Select the base face of the part and select the face in the bracket. Then give coincident mate. Change the mate alignment. Now, under mate option, select mechanical mates, then universal join. Click on define join point. Now, select the faces of the yoke male and yoke female and select the newly created point at the define join point feature. That's it. Our universal join assembly is done. In order to see the assembled part in motion, select motion steady, then give the motor to the crank knob. Select the crank knob, then specify its direction of rotation. Select calculate to see its motion. Now Edit the key point settings and give disable view key orientation. Now drag the key point for every 2 seconds and change the orientation simultaneously for every 2 seconds. In order to see the motion of universal joint in all the orientation, this step is done. Once it reaches key point of 10 seconds, drag back to its original point. Now select play. See the motion in all the orientation. That's it. Our universal joint is completed.